An Abundance of Katherines is a novel for young adults written by John Green, renowned for The Fault in Our Stars. It revolves around Colin Singleton, a 17-year-old who has just graduated from high school. Racked by a breakup with his girlfriend, he grapples with a sense of melancholy. In this comedic narrative, Colin embarks on a transformative road trip with his closest companion. Possessing an IQ surpassing 200, Colin was once a child prodigy. Proficient in languages, codes, and crafting anagrams, his intellectual capabilities stand out. However, his social skills lag behind his mental acuity, making it challenging for him to connect with others. His interactions are few, and he can only claim one friend. Furthermore, his romantic history is marked by misfortune. 19 times he has been abandoned, and intriguingly, all these girls share the same name, Katherine. Colin's interpretation of dating diverges from convention, encompassing instances as simple as holding hands. The story gains momentum when, following his high school graduation, Katherine 19 ends their relationship. Colin plummets into depression, grappling with existential quandaries. He fears he'll become a washed-up prodigy, convinced of his insignificance to both Katherine 19 and the world at large. Despite his mastery of learning, Colin yearns to emulate geniuses who engage in creation and discovery. He aspires to have his own eureka moment akin to Archimedes. A gnawing emptiness within him demands fulfillment. Hassan'S, his sole friend characterized by a slightly overweight and hairy physique of Lebanese origin, proposes a remedy, a road trip. To Colin, this journey seems the panacea for all his woes. However, the first challenge is persuading his parents of its merits. Despite their reservations about squandering his intellectual potential, they eventually grant him permission, though they would prefer he took a Sanskrit class. The next hurdle involves convincing Hassan'S parents. Colin, speaking in Arabic, shares his romantic tribulations with Hassan'S mother. Her response is unequivocal. She cautions Colin to steer clear of girls like her son. Colin's persuasion convinces Hassan'S parents to grant their approval for the journey by offering to aid Hassan in job hunting. Hassan'S parents view him as indolent and frown upon his pastime of watching Judge Judy on television. Eventually, the Harbish family consents to Hassan'S participation. Departing from their hometown of Chicago, Colin and the witty Hassan set out for rural Gutshot, Tennessee. In this locale, they visit the supposed resting place of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, whose assassination in Sarajevo triggered the onset of World War I. During their time in Gutshot, they encounter Lindsay Lee Wells, a town tour guide who is also undergoing paramedic training. Lindsay's mother, Hollis, assists Colin and Hassan in securing jobs. Their task involves compiling an oral history of Gutshot, entailing interviews with all the adult residents. Hollis, who operates the local tampon string factory, also offers Colin and Hassan lodging. During their stay, Colin finds himself attracted to Lindsay, marking the first instance he's felt affection for a girl not named Katherine. Unfortunately, Lindsay is already in a relationship with another Colin. To distinguish him from Colin Singleton, they dub him TOC, which stands for the other Colin. In pursuit of self-discovery, Colin devises a mathematical theorem known as the theorem of underlying Katherine predictability. This formula is his endeavor to apply his intellectual prowess to solve an emotional issue. The theorem successfully deciphers most of his past relationships, save for one. Meanwhile, in Gutshot, Hassan initiates a romance with Katrina, a friend of Lindsay's. This relationship marks Hassan's initial departure from his faith as a devout Muslim. The relationship concludes when Hassan catches Katrina being unfaithful by engaging in sexual activity with TOC. This revelation uncovers TOC's infidelity towards Lindsay. The climax of this situation unfolds during a hog hunting excursion with Lindsay and her friends, erupting into a physical altercation. In the town's renowned cemetery, Colin sustains an injury. Gazing upon the Archduke's grave, he engages in crafting anagrams as a means of diverting his attention from the pain. Amid this process, he forms Fred N. Dinsenfar, a name which corresponds to Lindsay's great-grandfather. The revelation dawns on Colin that it is Lindsay's ancestor interred in the tomb, rather than the famous Archduke. Motivated by this epiphany, Colin embarks on a quest to locate Lindsay and share his realization about her lineage. He tracks her down in a hidden cave she uses as a sanctuary for contemplation. In this intimate space, Colin unveils the saga of his experiences with various Katherines, recounting the loves he has encountered and lost. Amid their exchange, it becomes evident that Lindsay finds solace in Toc's betrayal. The breach of trust by Toc inadvertently brings relief, as Lindsay never felt free to express her authentic self in his presence, a freedom she discovers with Colin. The mutual confession of their emotions transpires, and Colin applies his theorem to assess their potential relationship. The theorem predicts only 4 more days together, a prediction Colin shares with Lindsay. In a playful jest, Lindsay humorously writes a note after 4 days, declaring her love for Hassan and declining to be Colin's girlfriend. This prompts 2 significant revelations for Colin. He understands that his theorem may not predict relationships, but it can illuminate the causes behind past failures. Rather than succumbing to devastation, Colin accepts the idea of not needing to be uniquely significant. The novel concludes with Hassan, Colin, and Lindsay embarking on a trip to Wendy's. Written from Colin's perspective in a third-person narrative, John Green's storytelling technique facilitates readers' empathy for Colin. Inclusive of numerous footnotes and an appendix, the novel comprehensively conveys the intricacies of Colin's mind. The appendix, authored by Daniel Bliss, a mathematician and close associate of the author, elucidates the complex mathematical concepts in the story. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.